So how many of you have watched the almost hour-long presentation, I guess, by Representative Schweikert out of Arizona? For reference, he was going on about, most notably how things like cutting federal employee jobs is only good for like a week, or not even a week, a day's worth of spending, and etc. And he points out, hey, the majority of our debt right now is interest, which is true. He does a really good job of trying to hook people in on both sides of the aisle of, look, these ideas are ridiculous, okay? We have a bigger problem. Social Security, Medicare, these things are going to be gone in 8-9 years, and if interest goes the wrong way, we're really fucked. And on its surface, this looks, and what he's presenting it sounds very reasonable. Until he brings up immigration. He starts talking about, and I've even pointed out, how we have all of these STEM jobs, research jobs, R&D jobs, tech jobs, and we just don't have enough people to fill up what's needed. And of course, he's lamenting how awful it is that, we're educating them, and then we're basically throwing them out of the country, and then they go work elsewhere for their countries after getting their education here. And this is true. And he's like, we're going to have the hard talk that we need these people in this country to do the work. Meanwhile, he's also speaking on how our birth rates are real low to justify, bringing in foreign workers, STEM foreign workers, okay, highly skilled foreign workers to kind of help bridge the gap. In his almost hour-long explanation and charts and, going into detail about the deficit and what's going on, he really seems to keep leaving out something very important. And that's investment in the American people. He's talking about, we're going to have to make cuts to Medicare. We're going to have to make cuts to SSI. We're still going to need to, modernize our government systems. And guys, I'm 1,000% behind that. Like, totally. We can really leverage a lot of automation and AI, 1,000%. But you're also sending home potentially millions of workers to save the equivalent of maybe a month's worth of spending. His own examples bear that out. He even says this. Even eliminating aid that illegal immigrants get. It's like 2.7, it's like 9 seconds worth of spending that you save if you eliminate all of that. 9 seconds. Yeah. He's against familial immigration. We need to only be bringing in skilled, technical immigrants to fill certain jobs. All of these things sound great, but what's missing? Automate, make our government more agile. Bring in more people to help fill in this job need so we can keep up our productivity because our birth rates are low. He doesn't fucking talk about what we need to improve our birth rate. Instead, he goes, well, we could even provide a free house after 3 years, and people are still going to go back to the mean of not having kids, and our production's going to drop. He doesn't talk about education. He doesn't talk at all about getting prosperity for us up to speed that we were happy to have babies. He doesn't fucking mention this at all. Do not be fooled by this really informative presentation that he gave, because when you're listening, there's a key element missing in the whole thing that he's talking about. And that's in helping the American people. That's in developing a talent pool within the U.S. We have not had serious investment in our population, the citizens, okay, to be that talent pool, because we cost more. This fucking asshole, okay, is saying, yeah, we can bring in these guys. And why do they want to bring in these foreign workers? Think about it. Because they're cheaper. Much, much cheaper than investing in the people that are in your country. So while he talks about, the lower class being flattened out in 10 years and the, Medicare being completely, bankrupt by 2032. And our debt will be up to 75 trillion on the rate we're going. And that includes, he did totally throw President Trump's tax plan under the bus in his presentation. That's his playing both sides here. When you listen to the whole thing, he never talks about investment in the American people as that talent pool, because we'll cost too much. And we're harder to control, because people who are in here on a visa, that's a much more controllable population demographic to deal with. Now, I'm not against bringing in, foreign workers for these high-skilled jobs, because there's totally a gap that we need filled to even compete on the global level. However, We have to have an equal investment, if not bigger investment, in the American public. Okay? Try free education. That might be a good start. That's a hell of a fucking investment and an incentive for people to have kids because they don't have that debt hanging over their head. How about investing in childcare? Okay? Because again, that ensures that we can go to school and go to work and then find our prosperity. We'll be making more. We'll be paying more in taxes. Just something to fucking think about.